Hey, Ryan Michael Galloway here with We Don't Need No Stinking Record Company.com, and we're in the third part right now of how do we make money now. And of course, for the last few nights I've been talking about how difficult it is to make money, but some ideas for making money in this downturn of the economy. And you got to think outside the box and do a lot of crazy things. Um, we've touched on a few of them. I'm going to hit a few more tonight. Before I do, I'll give a quick shout out to Dave Tompkin of Boulder, Colorado, who's made contact. Dave, thanks so much. Appreciate your kind words. Don't hesitate to make some comments and agree, disagree, discuss stuff with me. Sometimes I don't make sense. I encourage anybody to make comments, and we'll have some discussions, particularly good places out on facebook.com/No Stinking Record Company. Because we can see what everybody else is saying and broadcast everybody else. We get a lot of people jumping in. I'd like to say a quick shout out to Eric Blackwelder. Eric and I are going to be playing a gig in Alexandria, Virginia, and that will be on King Street, 1116 King Street in Alexandria, at a place called Tiffany Tavern on the 28th of December. I expect showtime to be somewhere around 8:30, but it's kind of an open mic sort of thing. I don't know if Eric's going to play a set and I'm going to play a set. We're going to back each other up. We're going to team up and switch back and forth all the way through. We're kind of working it out right now, but we're going to have some fun. We haven't played together since high school, so that should be a little bit of difference there from way back when. A howdy out to Jonathan Ward, banjo player, fantastic vocalist, and into everything from bluegrass to classical music, and has always been, as far as I remember. Also, Kate Toomey Folds, I think she's getting in touch from out in maybe Kentucky. Kate, I haven't seen you for a long time, but good luck on your trip to the Caribbean, whatever you prefer. Val King from Atlanta, and she's the assistant editor for the Silver Tongue music magazine out there, and she's gotten in touch. Val, can't wait to work with you, and sounds like a lot of fun and cool stuff. And Abby LeCue, an Ethiopian pop star that I've worked with a little bit, playing some guitar for her on some of her recordings, and excited to hear what she's up to, and she's made contact too. So howdy to all of you folks. Hope everything's going well. And let's get into tonight's subject. So I want you to get a hold of, well, not get a hold of so much as to find out about Tish Meeks, T-I-S-H. Last name M-E-E-K-S. She's with a band called Three Kisses in Texas, and she's written an ebook on endorsements and sponsorships, and that's a great way to make some money, and she's made an art form of it. What it comes down to is that people will pay money if you have got a lot of eyeballs coming your way. You may not even be a particularly high paid band, but if you're out playing a lot of festivals, even for free, and you're getting exposure to 30,000 people every once in a while, and you work it well and you know how to present it, sponsorships and endorsements are a great way to make some extra money on top of whatever else you might be making. A lot of people don't realize what a game changer putting out a CD is, even an EP. Because it allows you to play whatever gig that you're at and say to the audience, hey, we're really proud of the CD we've just put out, and we'd like you to have a copy, whether you can pay for it or not. Its typical price is $10, but pay what you think it's worth or what you can, and you'll find you'll probably make a whole lot more money than you would have if you just sold a thing, and you'll move a lot more of them. A trick that I use is not so much of a trick, but I tell folks, some people, lose their senses sometimes and put rather large tips down in my tip jar. The tip jar, the one right down there in front of the stage, that's the tip jar. And if you're inclined to put a 10 or a 20 in there, please take one of my CDs, because their price is $10. And I generally sell a lot of CDs that way. In fact, I've sold out my latest release, my latest physical release. So, it moves some product for you. But it also means that you may play in some situations where you're not really getting paid very well, but you can make a lot of money off of that merch that you're selling. And maybe you've got some ideas for some other merch, some t-shirts. Maybe you'd like to figure out if a t-shirt's going to sell well or not, but you don't want to put a lot of money into it to start out with. Well, you might put it out there on Cafe Press, where basically they print the shirt when somebody orders the shirt, and they send you the profit. And so you get the profit. You never have to put any money into the shirt. You know, it's a lot cheaper doing a larger run where you keep the shirts, but you might eat those shirts if nobody wants them. So anyway, it's a kind of a way to test the market and you know, put it out there for folks. And you got something that seems to sell well on Cafe Press, you might then pull it down and produce your own run and sell them direct. Make a little bit more money that way. Back to CDs for just a second. You can control your costs. If you're careful, you can keep production and pressing costs and everything down to $2 or $3 per unit. Meaning if you sell 1,000 for $10, that you're going to walk away with $6 or $7 per, which means $6,000 or $7,000. If you sell 10,000, it's going to be $60,000 or $70,000, and that would be the equivalent of what you would theoretically make on a gold record, except you'd never see it on a gold record because it would be spent paying back the record company for producing and promoting your CD. So cool stuff there. And then finally, this is an oddball idea. As a musician who's playing in clubs frequently, you may find yourself, in fact you will find yourself, the center of attention. And if you're doing it right, you're going out and you're talking to your fans, and this whole thing about artistic separation, it doesn't exist anymore. So you're in a whole lot more contact with your fans, and they respect you and respect your ideas. You know, maybe you want to pick up something like a network marketing thing, such as, well, you know, there were all the old product ones that used to be on Mary Kay and things like that. There's things like services, credit, you know, identity protection and theft protection, that sort of thing that's available for you to sell. And I think actually you might be exposed to hundreds if not thousands of people a week and might find yourself able to sell quite a few you know, programs or units or whatever it is that you might want to sell. I'm happen to be selling a service. I'm not going to advertise right here, but if you want to get in touch with me, I'll tell you what it is. So anyway, those are some more out-of-the-box and not so out-of-the-box approaches to making money now. Again, I'll recap. Keep playing. Keep out there. Keep your momentum going. Keep your following hot, because this economy is going to come back, and we may be surprised. It could be a year and a half out, something like that. You might find that the economy roars back, and you want to have the momentum of having an audience already established instead of deciding that you're going to wait until you're paid decently before you play live and are building your following. So that would be, I think, a mistake, because you're going to be behind everybody like me who's been keeping their hand in and building their following and keeping the momentum going and their chops sharp. So anyway, that's what I have for you tonight, and those are the ideas that I have for making money now in this really difficult economy. I am Ryan Michael Galloway, and you're at WeDon'tNeedNoStinkingRecordCompany.com.